like I said, the white boys were getting into it, and we knew that it was real. You could feel it in prison. You can feel it on your skin. You can feel the tension that's building. Because look here, if I sat here and told you I won every fight I fought, I'd lie to you. You understand? Yeah. But I did fight, and I stayed down. Now wait a minute, that was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Toward the end, I didn't lose no fights. Like, I mean, I was really getting it in, and I knew that my heart was where it was lying. You know, it was time to get it in. So from that unit, I'd go to the next one, and by the time I'd even get to that unit, the dogs that were there, the Bloods, the Pyrus, and the Crips, they knew me. You know, not like, I mean, they just knew me. They done heard of me. If they wasn't from my city, they heard of me. Everybody in my city already knew me.
Yeah.
Like I say again, in this situation, there's a lot of people that are claiming to be something, right? But and they're not. You know what I mean? I am really who I'm telling you I am. You know, I watch all these white boys on the internet and they're all this and all that, and no disrespect again, but they, you know, you ain't that until you had to travel like I have. And somebody like that, well, if you had to travel the way that I've traveled, you would have committed suicide on this mission. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this mission was nothing easy, and to this day, I'm so shocked. I try to fight for my respect. See, this all started, to be honest with you, is because somebody said in my city that don't know me, he was white. You know, I have two white friends. I got to point them out. I have two white friends. And to this day, that's the only, and I've allowed them into my circle of my family. And he was like, yeah, you ain't, they tell me my nephew said that he's from the east side. Ain't no such thing as a white blood, and I'm from the east side. I said, well, how's your nephew from the east side and don't know who the fuck I am? And not in a bad way, east side, it's because I'm done with the pistol play. It was for the respect, and however many in my neighborhood, to be a white boy, you have to be known. Somebody's got to know that there's a white boy right there. That's a white boy. I'm at all the functions. I'm at all the Eastwood days. I'm at the car wash. So that white boy, that's a white boy. That's a white boy. You know, people say, and I got some comments that said that the white boy, it's offensive to be called a white boy. I don't take that shit offensive, man. I don't take that shit to be offensive, because I done been through so much. I block out racism. If that's a racist slur they're throwing at me, man, keep that shit, because that don't hurt me. White boy don't hurt me. It hurts me when you know, maybe you go a little deeper with that, but again, I done built up this tough skin where none of that really bothers me, because I went against everybody for so long. You know, the whole city by myself.
Facts. You on the Bob Report. Shout out to Bob Report as well.
Shout out to the Bob Report, my lawyer.
Yeah. I will say this. That's funny. I will say this. You had mentioned, which I didn't even know was a thing, like there was almost a white on white war while you was on the inside.
Yeah,
they really go at each other in that sense. And what is?
Yeah. You and TDC, it ain't nothing funny about it. Like I said, a lot of youngsters don't even have no idea what they're getting into, and that's my mission right now, is to stop them from going. Yeah. That's another reason I'm behind this camera like this, because I got a bigger movement besides just what we're talking about. I want to try to stop that from happening. I want to stop people from killing I want to stop the youngsters from killing each other, give them some guidance, some knowledge, and understand there is an OG out here. You understand what I'm saying? And it ain't just me by far. It's a lot of people don't want to bother with them, but I want to, because, you know, I got them. Yeah. I got them, and I got to stop it as much as I possibly can.
So what was the issue regarding them just going at each other, just the white on whites?
In the penitentiary, it was well, you know, I remember this clearly, this date, exactly what we talked about. I was on Ferguson unit, and at this time I was on medium custody, and the white boys, or the white men, that might take it offensive, they were at war. And I remember it was Aryan Brotherhood, and it was White Knights. I think it was white. No, it was Aryan Brotherhood and Aryan Circle. And for some reason, because I don't know why, but they was going to war. Like, when I say go to war, it was war. Like, in penitentiary, war is like war, man. It's not like a few people getting hurt. They're trying to kill everything that has something to do with it. And I remember I was on that, and I was over there with Hard Time, Ronnie Hall, and that's Lonnie Hall's brother out of Truman. Anyway, I remember the way it unfolded, man. The white boys was getting into it, and at that time everybody had you could tell they were getting into it, because every time we'd fall out, they were fighting. Now I'm on medium custody. There wasn't no white boys on closed custody. Now this is medium custody. It's a little bit more little bit more easy. Okay, but not that much. But you know, make a long story short,
medium,
it wasn't closed. See, I came from closed. I was the only white boy on closed custody Ferguson at that time.
Yeah, it's a war.
And when I made it to the medium, because like I said, the white boys were getting into it, and we knew that it was. You could feel it in prison. You can feel it on your skin. You can feel the tension that's building. So I was, I'm in my cell, and I remember clearly they rolling doors. Now in the penitentiary in TDC, when they have riots, big riots, they separate them. They start sending them to different units to try to stop the people from killing each other. So they were sending all the white boys out of there, and I never forget it. I was in my cell looking, I'm holding the bars, I got my mirror on the run, here they come, they rolling, row 13, it roll 22, and they getting them, handcuffing them, taking them. I'm looking, ain't no other white boys left. The gang task force walks by me. I said, what's going on? He said, we're getting all the white, all the white boys off the wing. I looked around, like, damn, where are we going? He said, you ain't going nowhere. He said, but everybody else got to go. At that time, that's because I was who I am and they were who they are.
Yeah.
And they knew in prison that I was nowhere near that racist. One, they knew my travel card very distinctively said Paru, Eastwood, Paru, or blood. They're going to call it blood. Again, people don't know there's a difference between Paru and blood. It's just, again, I'm not here for the knowledge, the literature, and all that. I'm just here to say we're under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Just one, we wanted our independence.
Yeah.
Understand that, but that's way back in the game.
Now, when it comes to all the units you've been on, if you don't mind, just
Right.
to educate us, where all you been? You mentioned Ferguson, of course. You've been
Right. I started out on Telford. Now I can't keep them in an order now because I don't remember.
Don't worry about the order here.
I was on Telford. I was on Ferguson. I was on FM Robertson. I was on Clements unit, and I was on Darrington unit. The Rockin' D.
Yeah, Rockin' D.
Rockin'
Robin, Burning Hell.
I love that unit because it was so many black women on that unit. I loved when I got there. I loved it.
You ever get a chance to holler at a couple, one, two?
Yeah, I had a problem with that though. I talked to a lady on Telford unit. People that's watching know what I'm talking about. And I kind of got myself in a problem and got shipped off. That's the reason I shipped me off Telford unit.
Damn. I was going to ask you what was the best unit or at least the easiest to do.
After I got out of prison, I went and seen her too.
I've seen it, exactly. What was the worst one as far as if you, out of all the units you've been on, the one that you just like, yeah, nah, that was hell?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, they all had their own hell. Like Telford unit was my first unit, so it was insane, as a youngster getting in the game like that. But it gave me my blueprint. You understand the saying? It made me understand what was going on and what I had coming. From there, like I said, I know I went to Clements. Clements, it was terrible because they racist. It wasn't the inmates that was racist. It was them guards, man. Them guards was terrible, man. When you get off the bus there, they go to, oh my God, man. They start with that. This is the things the guards say to the inmates. It's a bunch of us in there and we're sitting in this holdover in the back by the back gate. And that's where they bring you all into. And then they start talking. Yeah, we had more plantations here in Brazoria County than we've had than anywhere in the state of Texas. Like they're very proud about that. So that's where I had my worst was when I had to battle the guards. You understand? Yeah. See, I could fight the inmates back. I couldn't fight the guards back or I'm gonna lose everything and possibly my life down there. Like I told you before when I made the interviews, the guards were so rough on me, they would throw feces on me. You understand what I'm saying? They would give the inmate next to me a Johnny sack or my Johnny sack where I'm starving all because I wasn't racist. All because I wasn't racist. Now from that unit, I went to Ferguson. Ferguson unit I went to Darrington and I loved it again because Darrington was insane. Like there was so many black guards there that it was just laid back. Now it was still prison, but it wasn't as hard as the other units because, brothers they ain't tripping, man. We ain't not like them white boys was, man.